Hi, I'm Jarko. Welcome to my channel. In this video, I'll be talking about medical insurances for seniors and expats in the Philippines, specifically AXA's Global Health Access. I've been getting a lot of inquiries, especially from Filipinos who wants to retire and go back here to the Philippines, and they need health insurance. Most of my clients are really looking for this plan. GHA or Global Health Access, it gives 100 million medical insurance coverage that gets renewed every year. And if you see the values or the premiums of the plan, I don't think it's expensive compared to some of the HMOs or insurances that my team represents. Most of my viewers come from my Pacific Cross video of Select and L'Oreal. So thank you guys for the trust. My first option for medical insurance will actually be AXA GHA. The people who reach out to me for this program are the ones who want to get treatment abroad. So cancer, stroke, and heart attack are on the rise recently, especially here in the Philippines. So want to get treatment abroad for that, I recommend AXA GHA. This is for, the VIPs and those people who really just want that premium care in case the worst happens. There, so AXA GHA and Pacific Cross. For AXA GHA, we have different variants. We even have a platinum, but it's not here. I know my clients in the market that I am in. It's my mission to give the most amount of coverage at the least premium or most affordable possible, right? And for that, we have these 4 variants that we're going to briefly talk about. Set up a meeting with me and we'll go through the policies, because there are a lot of people who have mistrust when it comes to insurances, but I think it's important that you and your advisor really set expectation on what's covered and what's not covered. So for Global Health Access, we have 4 variants. That's gold. The limit is 100 million. There's silver, gold light, and gold light with deductible. About 90% of my clients have gold light with deductible. Their profiles are they are working professionals that have their own HMO and want to have an added layer of coverage, especially when they are going to retire already. So those clients still have their own HMO, and then we add a deductible because the deductible covers the HMO, and that's when Global Health Access comes in. Many of my expat clients don't mind shouldering outpatient expenses. Some of them have pointed out outpatient is not as expensive or it's not so expensive. So they'll just shoulder out of pocket. What's important to them is to have coverage in case of inpatient, because that's when medical expenses balloon. Gold, which is in this table the most expensive, but it covers inpatient and also outpatient treatment or consultations, labs, and scans up to 300,000 pesos. Outpatient or surgical procedures, they're all covered. Emergency room treatment, it's all covered. And executive checkup, it's even covered up to 40,000 pesos. There. So for the silver plan, the coverage is 50 million pesos per year. And it has coverage, and that includes inpatient na 50 million, and also pre and post outpatient surgeries. So, for example, my dad, he had a kidney transplant and he really need to get some tests done before the transplant. And also he had a lot of checkups after the transplant. So, that is included in the outpatient treatment for all plans, gold, silver, gold light. Difference is really the outpatient. With gold, there's 300. With silver, there's 200,000. But with silver, there is participation fee there. So the gold light, there's no outpatient. And as I mentioned, 90% of my clients, and I would think 90% of AXA Philippines clients are in the gold light category, because out of pocket for outpatient is not naman so expensive. And all who buy this type of program, they really don't mind shouldering the cost of inpatient if it's, if it will make the billing faster. So they're really just worried about, high medical expenses when the worst happens. For outpatient surgical procedures, so these are the chemotherapy, dialysis, and other outpatient medical procedures. These are all covered. So really, the difference between the gold, silver, and versus the gold light is just the outpatient consultation, labs, and scans. And yeah, this can be out of pocket. And also the emergency room. So if the emergency room is due to an accident, then all plan variant covers this. If emergency room treatment is due to something medical, like for example, you got dizzy or your stomach hurt and then you want to go to the emergency room but you didn't get confined, that's not covered. What's covered is emergency room that leads to admission or inpatient. So it is covered but subject to the participation fee if you have a deductible, and I'll discuss that later. If you don't have a deductible, then ER or anything inpatient, ER that leads to admission, and anything inpatient is covered. And the executive checkup, rest assured that you have executive checkup or health screening benefit every year, subject to inner limits, which are here. And the vitamins is only reimbursable up to 2,500, pero up to 2,500 pa din every year there. So this is an umbrella description of Global Health Access, and we will discuss more in this video. So with gold, you get to have inpatient, outpatient, alternative treatments, and even maternity and health screen for mental health and dental. But as I mentioned, about 90% of my clients have gold light. So they have inpatient only. And their profile is really, yeah, they don't mind paying out of pocket because it's faster when it comes to outpatient consultations. And then in case of the major illnesses that really needs a long time of treatment, and they get gold light there. So you might be asking, I already have an existing insurance coverage. I do a policy takeover. So a policy takeover is when AXA or a new insurance company takes over the policy or the existing insurance of a client or the insured or a customer, right? So AXA GHA can take over your policy given that it's a plan that is equivalent to the variant that you will be getting from an accredited insurance company. We can take over your policy if you have the following insurances from different companies, and these are the corresponding plans. And the corresponding AXA GHA plan that can take over your policy. So the benefit of taking over your existing policy is the waiting period that does not need to reset when we take over. I mentioned earlier, like why AXA is my recommendation, and I have compared it with other insurances that my team offers. But this is a client of mine, and he took out an AXA GHA policy for his dad. So while he has an eye care plan and his dad is a dependent, he still wants to prepare in case of cancer because their family has a history of cancer. So for this specific plan, what we did was we did 500,000 deductible because he has an HMO from his company and he wanted to, yeah, take out an AXA GHA for his dad. So the plan type that we have is worldwide excluding US. So there are two types, two territorial types. There's worldwide and then worldwide excluding US. You will want to get coverage here anyway. And like cancer, to do it in Singapore, that hospital in Singapore that people go to, it's covered by AXA. There, for a 54 years old male, the annual premium of that is just 50,000 pesos with a 500,000 deductible. What a deductible does is it decreases your premium. You get a premium discount if you or your company or existing HMO covers the first 500 or 200 or 100,000 pesos. Senior citizen discount can cover the deductible, or your PWD discount can cover your deductible. So yeah. And a lot of you might be asking, oh, can I have this maximum deductible of 500 and then eventually decrease it? The answer is yes, you can upgrade your plan, but it's still subject to approval, because if you already got sick and then you decide to upgrade your plan by removing the deductible, I've had an experience that AXA did not approve the increase or the upgrade. Other examples would be for a 62-year-old male. So for this one, it doubled because this type of insurance, it increases per year depending on the age. If you send me a message or a DM now, I will send you the rate sheet. And yeah, so for this type of plan, this is a gold light plan with, again, 100 million coverage worldwide, excluding USA. Although, if it's an emergency case in the United States, we actually cover up to 10 million pesos. So that's what the outside area of cover means. That 100 million coverage, the premium is about 92,000 pesos per year for a 62-year-old. We also have semi-annual and quarterly options with a little bit of charge. So I always tell my clients to just pay annually and let your credit card amortize it. There. So the benefits is inpatient care and outpatient conditions, or major outpatient surgeries. So one of my major outpatient conditions that was covered for a client was glaucoma. I really feel like Gold Light, or even Gold Light Plus, is cost effective, and it's really good for people who are just worried about the serious illnesses and want to get that 100 million coverage. Like, if your family already has a history of critical illness, this is really something that I would advise for you to protect your hard-earned savings. Why AXA Global Health Access? Why is it perfect for expats? Your coverage travels with you. This is not a travel insurance, but an insurance coverage where you can get treatment abroad there. And you have the freedom to choose your doctor. So compared to other HMOs, don't need to be treated in their network of accredited hospitals and doctors. You can choose which doctor you want. But there's a caveat. You cannot get treated by a doctor who is related to you. That's it. There. And then, yeah, so no out-of-pocket stress, with a caveat that you don't have any deductibles. And then there's family packages available. So 3 or more, we have 15% discount on your premium. There. So if you look at the reviews of AXA GHA, as I mentioned, as an advisor, this has given me less headaches. I have clients who they don't even tell me that they got hospitalized. I just saw in their stories that they were hospitalized. So it's like come in, come out type of experience. I mentioned that people have been inquiring for these insurances, especially as they near retirement. So you have worked so hard just to have your expenses depleted because of your medical condition, right? So how to protect your savings or your funds? It's really by having the best medical insurance coverage that is affordable and will cover you wherever you are. So what I like about AXA versus Pacific Cross also is this no claim based premium hikes. Since I represent multiple insurances, I see that the premiums of my clients really get higher in case of usage or utilization. And then what the insurance company tends to do is they increase the premium the next year based on utilization. So with AXA, it's not like that. It does not increase due to utilization. It only increases because of medical inflation or price hikes and age. There. Also, I need to change this. It's plans. You can get insured up to 70 and then you can renew it until age 100. So let's get you covered today. Global Health Access is my top recommendation for premium medical insurance here in the Philippines. And if you also want to explore other insurances, my team represents other insurances like Pacific Cross, Medicard, iCare, and AXA, of course, AXA Life. There, if you like this channel, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next videos.